Nighthawks will look to go on the offensive as they win the opening draw. Takes the feed at the back end. Scores! And just like that, we've got our first of the game. Pounder didn't even have her broadcast headset on.
I was just putting it on, James. That was incredibly fast, and the coach couldn't have drawn it up any quicker. They say, hey, let's get off to a good start. I'd say they just did.
The Nighthawks take advantage of some home cooking, and look at this. They're on the board quickly in this one.
Talk about a quick start, James, and really making the away team work harder. And this is something they didn't want to see when the home team gets the advantage and gets on the board early in the frame.
Handles the puck. The Nighthawks play it along the boards. What a collision there, and that frees up a little room.
The cliche in hockey is you want to start the game hard and physical and really set the tone, and that's what he was doing right there. Never forget sitting in a dressing room before a game and everyone's talking about physically engaging early, sending a very clean message. Well, that hit there, that is the response the coach wants. Get out there, be physically imposing on your opponent.
Scooped up along the wall by Dupuis. Shea's got it against the boards. We got a stoppage. Let's get the call. The Icebreakers have been handed 2 minutes for hooking.
An untimely penalty to take here, James. You're trailing by once. You got to find a way to reset momentum. The PK is tasked with doing just that, getting that puck down the ice and getting them back to even strength.
Into the corner now. Denied by the goaltender. The Icebreakers are going to be penalized for a boarding call here.
When I played, I was a PKer here, James, and you know when you jump the boards that you're out there to do a job. It is your role to make sure you stymie that offense and you get your team back to even.
The Nighthawks win that offensive zone face-off. Pass back to the point. Here's a shot, and that one's denied. Trying to get it out of danger. And that's one way to help kill off this penalty as they get the puck out, Cheryl.
Well, when you're on the PK unit, you have to be able to anticipate. They do just that. They're able to retrieve the puck and fire it down the ice. Makes no mistake on the clear, James. Hard and heavy on the stick.
And now he passes it to Jordan. And that's a great heads-up play by Salome. Kramer's moving the puck through his own zone. There's the whistle. Let's get the call from the officials. Salome's going to get 2 for hooking on the play.
There's going to be a 2-minute hooking call on the play, and coaches hate this because it is a lazy play. You're not moving your feet, so you reach out with your stick.
Penalty expires, and the PP unit gets set to go to work. And that's out of reach and out of the offensive zone. Gets a hold of the puck behind the net. Now a quick pass to Shea. Here's a shot. Makes a save. Grabs the puck and moves on out here with this man advantage. Here they come on the attack down the left side. Poked away in the defensive end. Takes the puck as the clock ticks down on the penalty kill.
Salome's up and ready to get back on the ice.
Sends it over to Shea. And the 1-goal deficit stays intact as the power play fails to execute.
Well, they're going to continue to trail here because they weren't able to get the equalizer on the power play. A missed opportunity, and really, timing is everything, so they'll have to figure out a way to dictate pace and get back on the board.
Good heads-up play with the bank pass. Dishes it off. Big-time stop there.
Sometimes when you have no time to think, you make these types of saves. I mean, there's no hesitation here, just simply reaction to be able to make it.
The Icebreakers gain possession along the wall. The Nighthawks ready to go on the attack. Puck leaves the zone. They'll be forced to regroup. Burns moves the puck. And he takes the dish. Back to the point it goes. Gets down low and blocks it. Oh, and he throws a perfectly executed hip check there. From a bad angle. And not much on that one. Here they come on the attack. Shot. Oh, and he makes the save. Just not enough to keep it out. Denies him again. The Nighthawks will play it from the defensive zone. They've got numbers here. Quick shot! Oh, gets a paddle on it. What a stop by Wagner!
A timely save is everything to your team, and this goaltender, he bails his team out.
And we'll get the whistle after the goaltender hangs on.
Now, this is a highly entertaining game here, James. The puck goes one way and then the other. It's a track meet out there. Coaches certainly won't like it because it means that neither team's playing strong defense.
Salome's won the draw deep in the defensive zone. Through center along the wing. Quick pass to Salome. From the neutral zone now. Couldn't catch up to that pass. Quick pass across to Shea. Taken by Salome.
Shea's moving pretty slowly out there.
Oh, it stayed out! It stayed out! What a save!
Well, that's all Will, and this is going to elevate his team, no question about it, James. I mean, it was all but in, and then he comes from nowhere to make that save.
Gets a hold of the puck from the right side. Tries to get it over to Jordan. Takes a moment behind the net.
Wagner's last save is one that's going to be remembered for a while, James. It's going to be on the highlight reel. It's on one of mine now. I mean, he stole one there. It was all but in, and that desperation and compete level, it makes the save.
Slides it across to Jordan. Here they come on the attack. And an easy glove save on the play. Goaltender covers up. We got a stoppage in play.
Shea's trying to find a way to get back to the bench and not put his team in a vulnerable spot. You can see that he's been injured somewhere on the shift. He's laboring and he's wincing, but he's committed to the play. He's got to find the appropriate moment to get off.
Picked up along the wall by Burns. And he moves it up to Salome. Oh, great move to sidestep the check. 20 minutes in the books. Let's grab a breather, and we'll come back with period number 2 in moments. Both teams are back at center ice, and we are ready to get period number 2 underway. The second stanza is underway as the puck is dropped. Let's go. So we played 20 minutes of this one. Pounder, how do you assess what you've seen so far?
The Icebreakers can't be happy with their power play efficiency right now. It's all about game management. You got to know the score and how critical it is to take advantage of the specialty teams.
Lots of time left in this period. The Nighthawks have taken a 1-0 lead. And they win the defensive zone faceoff.
So much time and practice working on D-zone faceoffs, and this is exactly why coming off an icing, you win it and you have the opportunity to get out and get it changed.
And he made the save to keep that one out of the net. And that nullifies that threat for the moment. Grabbed along the boards by Burns. Moves it to Salome. And he takes the feed. Setting up behind his own net now. Takes the feed from the left side. Angles it over to Jordan. Shuts it down with the paddle. What a stop.
You have to be quick in your crease if you want to be able to deny low zone shots. He does that perfectly as he's tight to the shooter right there.
The Nighthawks continue to lead here in the second period as they have been the busier team in the shot department, and it shows. Puck picked up by Burns. Takes the bank pass feed. And he loses both the puck and his balance after that hit. The Icebreakers played along the wing. And a textbook pad save there. The Nighthawks cross the line and gain the zone. The Icebreakers have it now. From the left side, he moves it up ahead. They go on the attack through center. Quick feed to Jordan. From point blank, back-to-back saves there.
Man, is he ever quick on his feet, anticipating the play. Excellent reflexes. He's saving his team right now.
Still a lot of time left in the period as we approach the midway mark. We've got a 1-0 hockey game thus far. Salome's won it in their own end. How did he stop that one?
Man, he was right on that puck. He knew exactly where it was. It was tight to the crease. He got out and challenged right away to make the save.
Moves it to Salome. Handles it along the blue line. Oh, you might call that friendly fire as it goes off one of his teammates. Oh, what a hit!
Well, you know that this is how he plays, James. He's been lining them up all night long. He's doing a great job of physically engaging.
Grabs the puck here at the blue line. Blocked, and he may have just stopped a goal.
I think he did, James. I mean, you got to protect the house, especially when it's a great threat shot like that, and he finds a way to get in front of that and quick.
Makes the save.
Well, the game has changed so much. It's so fast, and the athletes are so strong. I mean, the training that you have to undergo, whether it's in the gym or it's functional, you know that these guys are constantly working in small space areas, working on their games, working on their legs. Their foundation, the lower half, is so critical, and this is a perfect example. There's always certain players that know when something needs to happen in a game. Listen, they're trailing in this one, and you have to be aware of how you can ignite your team. Well, that is a huge hit, and you can see just in the response that it elicits from the bench.
Puck is dropped, and he wins the draw here in the defensive zone. The Icebreakers carry it along the wall. Sends the pass down low, and that's off a stick. The Nighthawks have the puck now. Grabs it in his own end. And he slides it quickly to Salome. Gains the zone through the middle. From point blank. Fantastic save.
Wagner's dialed in and outstanding at anticipating the play here, James. He recognizes exactly where the greatest threat is on the ice. It's a slot area. He gets to position and makes the save.
They tied up with the goal.
Oh, that is huge, James. They were behind in this one, but they were always focused on the next step. And when you do that, you're able to look at what's ahead of you, not what's behind you. And they get the equalizer for their efforts.
Getting into the later stages of this period, it's all tied up. Burns has it in the defensive end. And a good heads-up defensive play in the open ice. Tries to the crease. And he opts to wait for more support. Goaltender covers it up, and we'll get a reset here. Teams are ready to go, and we're about moments away from puck drop. The Icebreakers take possession off the faceoff. And that pass is redirected. Takes the pass. The Nighthawks going to work on offense. Moves it quickly over to Jordan. And that's knocked away by Burns. Huge play in his own end to come up with the puck. The Nighthawks have it now. Here's a short pass to Salome. Can't maintain possession. Chance in front. Denies them in close.
This is a really nice save, James. I mean, the shooter's in the middle of the ice. He's in the slot area, and he's got to get to the top of the crease, square to the puck, to be able to make that save. Great job.
The Icebreakers win the draw here in their own end. The Nighthawks gain control of the puck against the wall. Denies it in front. The Nighthawks grab possession of the puck. Oh, I thought he had the corner and just missed.
Well, it looked like he did. You can just see that inside leg just bear down the bottom hand as well, but he's unable to convert.
Well, there you go. We played 40 minutes. Final chance for the coaches to push their messages home, and we'll see the third period coming up in just a matter of moments. And we are just moments from the start of the third period. This one's still deadlocked as we are now underway here in the third. And a nice poke check inside the neutral zone. The Nighthawks have it in the offensive end. Denies him! He got all of it! Taken along the wall by Salome. Sends the pass over. And he slides it quickly to Salome. Long reach breaks up the momentum. He's got a step! Turns that one away! Yeah, refs don't like that. There's the whistle as the net comes off.
Kramer's done a great job of staying the course in this game here, James. You know, he couldn't let the multiple opportunities that he hasn't cashed in on really get to him, but he doesn't. He continues with his persistence and his relentlessness to the net here, and it pays off in dividends as he gets on the board.
Moves into the slot. Delayed penalty coming up here. Quick whistle stops the play. The Icebreakers are off to the box. Interference the call.
Running interference plays is part of the game, but you can't impede the forward progress of your opponent. That's a 2-minute interference call.
Takes the feed in the middle of the neutral zone. The Icebreakers play the puck from the back of the net. Wrap around a tip denied. What a stop as he was locked in on that one.
Yeah, James, he sealed the one post and then recognized that the shooter was going around the goal line and going to do the wraparound. He pushed across and made a brilliant save.
The Nighthawks have it against the wall. Long lead pass into the open ice. Takes a shot. That's a textbook save by Wagner. Here's a chance to get it out of their own end. And they take care of business on the play. Here's a chance in front. And that's stopped. The Nighthawks get nothing here on this power play. We're back to even strength.
Well, the power play unit looks stifled out there, and they have to make adjustments and read off what the PK unit is doing, and there was none of that.
And here we go. Buckle up. Then ring the bell, it's over.
Well, that was just a perfectly executed final punch, James. Well, some good punches were landed there, and he looks visibly shaken up. I think he's going to need some medical attention, James. At the very least, some ice packs.
Did they find his tooth? I don't know if they did, but nevertheless, both teams lining up for the face-off. The Icebreakers will go to work here in the offensive zone. Quick shot! Redirected off one of his own line mates there. Here they come on the attack. Oh, a direct hit on the play! Ho-ho!
Well, the other team, they should be hearing footsteps, James, because he's been doing it all night long. I mean, it is intentful, but it's clean. He's been throwing down the hits all game long.
The Icebreakers take possession in the defensive end. Takes a shot. Oh, what a save! He blocked that one. Picked up along the boards by Shea. Here's a chance. And the goaltender comes up with a piece of it to keep it out of the net. And that's blocked away. The Icebreakers gain possession. Oh, takes it across the blue line. Oh, and here's the pass. Shot! Comes up with the stop.
I I was never expected to score, James, so this never really bothered me. I was always on the defensive side of it. But listen, the goaltenders had to make some huge save. Everyone's talking about the chances. How about the tenders and their positioning and the ability to move within the net?
And a great save! The Nighthawks scoop it up along the boards. They try to maintain possession inside the defensive zone. Knocks the puck loose after a solid hit. Takes the feed. Grabs the puck and looks to make something happen. Lets it go. Stopped by the goaltender.
Any coach or player will tell you that you just need your goaltender to make a big save at the right time. It's not always about the quantity, but it is the quality. Kind of reset the temperature in the game. And I think he's doing a fantastic job of anticipating, cutting down his angles, and really challenging at the top of his crease.
Shays lugging the puck. Here's a chance. Fires it. Big time block on the play.
Well, he's doing what it takes.
Scores! And we take a drive to Clutch City as they take the lead.
Well, the lead is in their hands, and now it's about building off of that. Good shift management, dictating pace, controlling the offensive zone. Everything now, it's on the line.
The Icebreakers' enemy is starting to become the clock as they still trail here in the third, despite several scoring chances. From the left side, they enter the offensive zone. Makes his presence known on the ice. And that's blocked as he gets down low. Pass across to Burns. The Icebreakers play. Whoa!
Oh, you don't practice that one in goalie sessions, James. You just have to have fight and compete to get to that puck. He has all of it and he makes the save.
The Icebreakers will play the puck from behind the net. Long pass up ahead to center.
First pass leads to the offense. That's a great one.
Shot! Too much congestion in front. Over the line they come. Nearing the final minute of regulation. From the point, looks to make something happen. Slides it over to Shea. To his teammate. Here's a chance to clear the puck from his own end. And they get the puck out. That's exactly what they needed.
Yeah, late in the game, you want to find a way to just get the puck out. You want to make sure you protect the middle of the ice. And listen, if your opponent doesn't have the puck in their offensive zone, guess what? You're in a good position.
And now it's grabbed by Salome. Nice stick save by the goaltender who got a piece of that one to swat it away with the twig. Here in the corner, he grabs the puck. Oh, what a hit. Those are the ones you feel in the morning. Oh, look at this chance. Feeds it across. Burns carries the puck in his own zone. Quick pass to Salome. Sends it in front. And he denies that great opportunity there. And this one's all over. Well, look at this, Cheryl. They're perfect in the EASHL so far.
Well, it's not often you can say that, is it, James? They get their win and their debut, and that's got to feel good. What it does is it lifts you up. It gives you confidence, and it's a great starting point for their season.